We are a family-owned group of veterinary hospitals. We have locations. First location opened in Frisco, Texas in 2009 inside Petco. And in 2017, I believe, we opened 2 more locations in Highland Village and Prestonwood down in the Addison area in Dallas. Since then, we've opened a location in Norman and Stillwater, Oklahoma, Benton and Rogers, Arkansas, Manhattan, Kansas, Allen, Texas, and we have a few more that are also under construction in Texas, Kansas, and I believe that's it right now.
Yeah,
so we've
that's okay. Performance, right? So wonderful. Anything else you want to add about the company?
We do full service veterinary care inside of Petco locations in those states, and we have state-of-the-art facilities. We have awesome, staff and doctors that take amazing care of people's animals, and we just love what we do. We had just done some research, and the reviews that you guys had, and the people, the things that people said about you, and the results that they had seen, kind of put you guys towards the top of the list. And then we met with you, and we could tell you knew what you're talking about, and sounded like you knew what you're doing. And so we decided, okay, we like these guys, let's take a chance and jump in. And we have not regretted that decision. Well, honestly, I had no idea for the first probably 6 months working with you guys that you weren't here. And so I can, if there's anybody that's kind of freaking out, like, oh, well, they're not local to where I am, it doesn't matter, because I didn't know that you weren't down the street for the first probably 6 months we worked together. But we, met at the office and talked about, the transition and kind of onboarding and what you guys would need and what we could expect. And, just the basic rundown of what, SEO was and how it could help us and why we need to do it, and what we need to do to get it going, and just general expectations. And then we went back and, kind of got all the access started and the logins and the dashboard, and kind of got used to using that as the way to communicate. And then once everything was set up and going, it just kind of took off, and the expectations that, you guys said, this is how long it should take, were far succeeded. And
we try to set expectations low and then over deliver on them, because the other way around doesn't lead.
You guys definitely did that. So that was great.
And you mentioned also getting all the logins and everything. That's always been just a pain in the butt when a new client starts. So we created the PixelCutLabs project system, our project management system. And I know it's got a learning curve, but once you understood how to communicate through it and how the task management system works, what are your general thoughts on how effective that system is for keeping the campaign on track?
I like it because you guys are very responsive in it. Like if I post something in there, put, say, here's a question or whatever, I mean, it's almost immediate that I get a response, and you guys are on top of it, and I can go in and see, where things stand, and the charts and everything. One of the things that, we were looking at was vendors that offered like a whole package. Like they did SEO, they did pay-per-click, they did marketing pamphlets and all, and they could kind of do everything. And so that seemed really attractive, because I thought, okay, well, everything can be in one place and not having multiple vendors. And what I learned is that, one, having PixelCut, they specialize in it, and so they do it so much better than anybody that I've talked to can do, just because we've talked to a lot of people that do it, and have tried to get us to switch to them, and I can just tell talking to them that they're not doing a lot of the things that the PixelCut team's doing for us. The biggest thing has been the communication and the willingness to kind of educate and teach us. I had seen a lot of these things online. You'd see something that was linked, or you'd see kind of a website that had a word in it that you kind of go, I wonder why they chose that word instead of something else. And now that I kind of understand why, I'm like, oh, that's that's a search term that
Yeah,
people are.
and that's also, I must say, because I am an SEO nerd, they should not be stuffing keywords like that. Come on, LSI keywords. So there's this, I'm gonna do it right now. So in SEO, there's this common knowledge for in the past. Sorry, I'm taking a teaching moment. I had to.
But it's stuff I recognize when I read websites.
I know, no. So
Oh,
they're doing it
wow.
wrong. So absolutely. So we look back at 5 years ago. Google was looking at specific keywords to index in the search results, specifically because they matched the keywords people were searching. So when you search something on Google, for example, you're going to see like bold words highlighted. So if you search vet, it might say veterinarian also highlighted in Google. That's because Google understands that veterinarian and vet mean the same thing. So if you're trying to target vets near me, if you don't have to write vets near me on a page 50 times, right? You just write veterinarians or pet doctors.
But you see that.
Because Google knows these, right? So that was just.
So now I see that, I'm like, oh. But I've started seeing things that, I had seen before on the internet that I didn't know why I was seeing them or what they were. And now that when I see them, I'm like, oh, that's SEO. That's what that is. That's, that's why that's popping up. That's why I'm seeing that. So I'm not an expert by any means, but I definitely understand the importance of it and generally how it works.
Yeah, well, hey, that's what we're here for. We're here to educate. We're here to help do the work and guide you through it, and be your partner in SEO. So that is a big part. That's why I wanted to spend some time on that, and I really appreciate your feedback.
When we first started, we weren't showing up, I think, in the first 17 pages of Google. Like, I'm pretty sure that you had to go, to the first, you had to click the arrows at the end of the thing a few times before you'd ever.
By the way, the second page of Google, best place to hide a dead body. Nobody ever looks there.
Yes,
that's exactly. A lame SEO joke. But
we were right there next to Hoffa, like right there. And we left him, and now we're showing up on the first page of Google. And it happened quicker than you said it would, which I know you said that's not normal, but we were very pleased with the results. And we're adding new locations. And so, our first locations, those are doing really well, and the new ones are taking off and continuously getting better and improving. I think the biggest thing for me has been the education, and I did probably require a lot of hand holding and explaining of this is what you need to do and this is why you need to do it. And I've never felt like it was a lot of times with marketing and SEO and PPC and all those services, I feel like I'm being sold to all the time. And I feel like somebody's always trying to sell me another service. And I've never felt like that. I've always felt like it's an education thing. And hey, just so you know, this service is something that we provide that you're not taking, advantage of, that here's what we could be doing. And I've always felt like it was an educational thing. And the other thing is just the honesty and the, being able to call and say, hey, I don't know if this is an SEO thing or if this is over here. Can you help me figure out, what's going on, if something's broken or, whatever. And then, you guys have been able to say, okay, this is what it is. You need to talk to your, web management people or this person or whatever. And just, you guys kind of became my go-to helpers that will help me figure it out. And then, okay, it's not our problem, Brooke. You got to go somewhere else. Okay, I'll go.
I've used those words before. No. But we'll always point you in the right direction.
But you're my favorite person to go to with my problems. I know you always have the answers, or at least can tell me who to go to help.
This is a really important, having these conversations is really important, but we are giving you 5 free hours of link building, research, and implementation for the next month. So that is our gift to you, to thank you for giving us this feedback and for sharing with other people what comes out of working with us, because we've always been very slow organic growth. We've been around for a long time. And we're a very small team, but as we grow, we realize that it helps other businesses to hear it from a client of ours, and see their face and understand that they've had an experience like yours. So this will be really valuable for us growing our agency, and the way that we thank you is by providing that service.
Appreciate it.
So thank you so much. I really appreciate all that you've done, and taking this time with me today.